What's up, my Epic folks? B2, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about Epic RPG, one of my favorite new games. See ya. So, Epic RPG, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit today regarding guilds, and then I want to talk to you a little bit regarding dungeons and trades. A couple of topics that I think are pretty important. So, guilds first, right? There are guilds in the game, RPG Guild. It'll give you just a quick breakdown. It'll tell you that we are ranked in the best 1%. Go us, Rough Riders, roll. Energy 86, defense 316. So what's important about this is energy is the rank. So if I do RPG Guild rank, you're gonna see the energy. Oh, hey, we're number 10 too. Matter of fact, look at us go. So, but see the defensive numbers and where I'm gonna scroll back while that's going. But at a 316 is where we're at, 86 energy. It starts to boost. So like Mondays, 100 and below. But then when you get towards Friday, they're gonna be in like 1,500, 2,000, like just some big numbers of energies. You're taking 250, 300, 400 at a whack from people. You're also losing that. And so you can see on here, when you do that, it'll tell you the guild was rated 14 times this week. It's super important to raise your defense. You're going to do that primarily from two things. First, the very first three things you're going to do is you're going to type in the words RPG Guild Upgrade. And that's going to upgrade at 100 defense points before you do anything else, because you're going to get rated and you're going to start to drop. Then you have to get all of your members all dueling, because dueling does several things. Dueling will raise your defensive score, right? So that'll raise you past the 300, or I guess it's 301 technically when you raise it. So this means that 6 people got a 3 on the defense for your duel, right? And you'll see that as soon as you join a guild, it'll be at the bottom of your duels, and I don't have one available. I don't think. Let me see. I don't have a duel available. I just got a hunt, so let's do this hunt while we're waiting. Hunt together. And so that is, the hunt together means that one of the two of you has paid Patreon for Epic RPG, and you can marry and hunt together. So if you choose someone in opposite time zones, then basically your player can be XPing all day long. So, but I wanted to get, sorry, oof. RPG, RD, I don't know, it's 3 letters and I spell it wrong all the time. And because I'm in D10 area, A10, I'm going to be able to use the drill command. So on the guild side, let's take a look at it again real quick. When you duel, you're going to start racking up this XP, which is what you also get from dueling. You can get 2 or 3 XP. I think it's 2, but I think overwhelmingly it's 3. So you want to raise that level, because at level 6, we have a 12% bonus to the... David, always using all the extra commands, and he's just repeating me. He has no idea that I'm filming. So David, thanks for scrolling on me, buddy. Thanks. I'll just scroll back up and lock it from moving. So, but you can see there's a timer. So every 2 hours, you're going to have the opportunity to go back and either upgrade if you're not at 300, or you're going to be able to do a guild raid, RPG guild raid. Now I have an hour and 11 minutes before we can do the next one. And that one's simple. In the help command, it tells you to use a number at the end of it, but I find that I get better results, so I just do RPG guild raid and no number at the end. If you use a number, you can actually snipe a guild, right? So if you look, let me scroll back up. Where's it at? Right here. If I did RPG guild raid 350, then I could try to go after the top. RPG raid, I did like 120 for the energy level. Then I can go after this 120 up here, because it will go 25 up or 25 down, I think, or 50. I can't remember. But it's not necessary that you use that. If you can just do the RPG guild raid, it'll match you up with a pretty matchable guild, and then you'll have that battle. So pretty simple. I don't need to show that. I'm going to scroll back down. So that is how it runs on the actual the guild stuff. So I'm going to move on to dungeons, on the Epic Dungeon. So this pin's a little bit of a mess, but we've got you a little guide here. It's very simple, and you can follow this to go what you need. So if you're ready for D1, in order to pass it without getting a carry, you'll need an attack of 9 and a defense of 14, which is wooden sword and fish armor. No enchants, because you're not at that level yet. I think you have to be a certain level. But to pass D2 with just one person, you would need a 3748 and 145 life. So as you see, as it moves up, you don't actually need to get the coin armor, honestly. You can skip that because it's only for one dungeon. You know, you're going to be able to... I'm sorry, you need the coin armor, but you don't need to go higher. You don't need the coin sword. You just need the unicorn sword enchanted to ultimate because you're going to be able to get that attack stat up through leveling. But you can do the coin armor here to get through, or if you get a carry, you can obviously skip through. So what this does is that gives you the ability, and I'm going to click on here on the pin on this side. This is what commands you would use, right? So on here, it's going to give you the best return for your money, which is fish, chop. Now, this is A1 through 15. So you're going to look, and on here, we've got it pinned on our server. You can friend me by friend requesting the B2, hashtag 3417, and then I can get you put on the server. You can use these little guides here. They're pretty easy, straightforward. But on the dungeon side, what people don't understand is the trading, right? So before you do D3, dismantle everything, even an ultra or hyper log, and trade to fish. The reason why is because when you go to the D4 or A4, the trade is going to be heavy on trading fish back to logs. So I can talk to you from an instance here on D8. I was here for a while, right? I collected about 200,000 logs. I busted them all down and traded them to apples. When I passed D8 and went to D9, I was able to come back in and trade those apples back to logs, and I was trading, instead of an apple equaling 8 logs, an apple equaled 12 logs. And I was able to get a 50% boost. So those same 200,000 logs were now 300,000 logs, right? And I was able to work my crafting. I was able to buy my edgy sword. So you see how if you work these trades that are on here, you're going to make the most of it, and you're going to be able to, you're going to be able to get this. So follow the guide and break stuff down. So the last thing I want to talk about is professions, and then this will be it for this video. I'll just show you some gameplay too. But so these professions are super important. Your worker command is going to be use the highest one for your level. So the one that says progress, chop, fish, pickup. Mine is drill, right? So watch, RPG help. The highest one I can use is drill. I'm in area 10. That's going to work my progression. So I'm just going to use RPG drill, and it's going to bring me out coins, right? So to bring coins, it'll bring rubies, which the rubies are great. Do not sell them. You're going to use those rubies and trade in for whatever your trade is for that level. So moving from D8 to D9, I traded all my rubies in for logs and traded the logs for apples or something along those lines. But I was able to break them down. And then when I went to D9, I traded them all in for logs. And that's how I just got a windfall of logs, right? So that's how that's working out. So then what I did is take my inventory, right? And I'm looking at my inventory now. I'm going to break it down to wood and log because I want to work this crafter. Again, like professions. So I'm going to work the crafter here, right? Now this is so that when I craft stuff, I'm going to get a % back. So I'm going to go into a non-channel where nobody's at right now. I'm going to look at my inventory, and I'm going to show you how to work your crafter. See, right now I don't need any logs, none. There's nothing I need on the logs right now in order to advance. Like I've got my edgy sword, and my edgy armor is these materials here, the wolf skins through the chips. And I'm saving up. I need 6 more unicorn horns, 5 more chips. And then I'll be able to get my edgy armor and go to D10 and be able to time travel. That's a whole other video, right? So, but here on the wooden logs, what I can do is I can craft now. I've got all wooden logs. I can RPG craft. Now I wanted just to roll back. Actually, let's do this. RPG professions. I want to show you how much it does, right? Some people say to do it by larger amounts. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm having all kinds of issues spelling and talking at the same time. So it's 26, 3 bars in. So I'm going to do RPG craft epic log. And I'm going to do 100, right? And then what I do is I just copy and paste the command so that I can not have to type it each time. And then I'll keep going. And eventually I'll hit one that says 10%. I got 10% of the recipe back because my crafter skill is high, right? So I'm going to keep going. Don't spam. See, I'm getting part of the recipe back every now and then. So that's 2 out of like, what, 10 or so. But now when I do RPG professions, you can see I was crafter 3 boxes in, now I'm crafter 5. But now I can just do RPG dismantle, epic, log all. and it goes back down, and then I can just remake them, right? Now, this is only because I'm past needing logs for anything. So what I want to do is work up, and look, I got pretty lucky there. And then RPG Professions. And you can see that we started with the 3 here, and we've already gone up 5 blocks, right? I can get Crafter 27. So what you can do is once you pass through all that stuff, you're going to work that Crafter command out. And then I would recommend buying your edgy loot box after each one, right? So anyway, I wanted to show you a video. I wanted to show you the guilds. I wanted to show you the ranks for the guilds. I wanted to talk about the advantages of dueling while you're in a guild. I wanted to show you your professions, and I wanted to show you a little bit about the guidelines for the dungeons as far as what you would need to pass, as well as working that stuff. So I hope you guys have a great evening, and we'll talk soon. Holla.